Mega Man, Maverick Hunter X.
So hello, good evening, I'm Wes, the Explosion. And this is Mega Man Maverick Hunter X. Which is a bit of a mouthful. I'm gonna give this just a minute because it's got a neat intro. Mostly just clips from stinking Day of Sigma, which we could watch instead. But, you know, it's got its own track, so we're gonna watch that real quick. But yeah, tonight we'll be doing X hard mode. Because normal mode is a little too easy. I sound like a frickin' tryhard saying that. I've just played this game a lot, okay? And maybe we'll watch Day of Sigma once we're done. Also, good evening, Rayquaza. Vile, though, my gosh, it can be tricky to beat just his stinking normal mode. But we're not doing Vile tonight, so it doesn't matter. I'm also trying to remember what Japanese track this gets. Been going and watching like a few of these stinking the Japanese openings to some of like the Mega Man games, which we still get. We just get a more generic track rather than, you know, some J-pop number. Electrical Communication for Mega Man 8.
Mega Man, Maverick Hunter X.
And then the one for X3. Anyway, we can get started now. New game. We're gonna play as X and we're gonna go hard. And we'll get some anime cutscenes. Oh no. I guess people just drive by, but it still seems funny that you put your, you know, like you put a bomb on a wall with like a countdown and your evil society stinking symbol on it and nobody notices. Rip random, more robot-y looking Reploid. Robot Society. Oh my goodness, I should have been reading. It's voice acted. To combat this new wave of crime, a special investigation security organization consisting entirely of Reploids was founded. They are the Maverick Hunters. X, you can teleport. Why were you running? Oh, man. The weird symbols, jaw thing. This is the story of the Maverick Hunter known as X. It's not important. We're at the highway. The highway, which it'll show up a lot.
There's a high probability that the insurgency there was caused by Mavericks.
Mavericks? This must be Sigma's work.
Humans never do anything wrong in the X series. It has to be Mavericks. We all know this. But yeah, like, I honestly feel like I could make a list of every time, like, the stinking highway is referenced or brought back in a Capcom game. Mostly Mega Man, but sometimes not Mega Man. Because, like, obviously it's here. I think in X3, Blizzard Buffalo's stage, isn't it supposed to be, like, it at least looks like it's a frozen over version of this highway, right? Surprisingly, I don't think they bring it back for X5. But X7 has the highway again. That was my extra life, Bumblebee. Ay, ay, ay. They use it for X7. They use it for X3. They use it for X1. ZX1 has, ZX has a highway that's very much styled after it. And then they even bring, like, the stinking highway in. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, was it? The Marvel vs. Capcom game that didn't have a traditional number. They fuse different locations, and for some reason they, decide to fuse random, nondescript highway with the stinking Bifrost from Norse mythology because Thor. Which, hey, they did need an X location because, my gosh, X features very heavily in stinking Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. So much so that I consider Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite a Mega Man X game. Which I'm sure will drive some people crazy. Finally got me. Anybody else? Are we ready to fight Vava? I've taken, like, a tick and a half of damage. It's the Rogober Storm!
Vile! I should have known you'd be involved in Sigma's rebellion.
Rebellion? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just here to cause trouble for you. I hate
Yeah, he's a dick like that.
You're ready, X.
I bet if he beat me while using a powered up suit, he'd be like, I want, it's like, oh yeah, you're cheating, Vile. There we go. You're cheating and you still lost. X, don't get near him.
You underestimated me. I hate that about you. X, there's nothing you can do.
Nothing X can do.
And Sigma, then I'll change the world.
What do you mean, change the world?
X, are you alright? Zero. Why would someone as powerful as you align yourself with X? He's just
Honestly, it's been a little bit since I played Vile's story, but doesn't he just want to beat X's ass so that he can prove like he's like the strongest ever? Like he thinks X is overrated and he's like, you know who should be overrated? Me. I don't believe he has any grandiose plans for the future.
Zero, what happened to Vile?
He jumped on the ship.
All I know is that he's our enemy now.
I think that was pretty obvious.
X, I'm gonna stay on Sigma's trail a bit longer. You get back to Hunter Base and take it easy.
Yeah, okay.
Gotcha. Let's hook up again later.
Oh, they're gonna hook up.
Zero. Thanks. You saved me again.
That's so cute. No wonder people ship them. Okay. Now I need to remember the order. Oh, okay.
Large-scale Mavericks have been detected in various locations.
Dollar Store Nana's gonna tell me things.
It looks like the rebellion has begun.
We'd better put a stop to them before we go after Sigma.
Okay, now if I remember correctly, I think I want to start here. With the oddly gyrating stinking mammoth.
Beginning mission.
Because, yeah, this will screw with me a little bit. There's orders that I typically do, you know, Mega Man X, and then there's the stinking order I gotta do specifically for Maverick Hunter, which I think will still require me to backtrack one time, but only one time. I don't need that. And good evening, Peepri Sneaky. Yeah, Snacky. I may or may not be pronouncing that correctly, but yes. It came out for the PSP, didn't do well enough for them to make more Maverick Hunter games, and then they never ported it to anything else.
Light?
Which feels like a huge waste. This and Mega Man powered up.
A difficult battle. I have left 4 powers for you to inherit. I believe that you will use them in the cause of justice. Here you will find the foot parts. Equip the parts you find in this capsule, and you will gain the ability to dash. Use this power to steal.
Okay, now did it save my settings, or am I going to need to remap controls? You're not going to demonstrate for me? Okay, good. It still has it for the shoulder buttons for me. Now the question is, do I potentially sack a life for this heart? No, I just win. And I need the helmet now to get the stinking... Oh god. To get the other sub-tank, so I cannot get that yet. I think, though, that this will be the only stage I have to backtrack for. Which is pretty dope. Oh, and I'm at full power right before Mammoth. Hallelujah. It is kind of neat, though, them switching this around, because normally in, like, X regular, I never actually go here when it's not iced over. So doing this the way God intended, or Inafune intended, is pretty
Why
neat.
does Sigma think that a weak little B-class hunter like you is even worth my time?
Sigma's a maverick, just like you.
I think when I initially played this game, too, because I would just do boss order, I would always fight Flame Mammoth last, and I'd be, like, really powered up.
Now it's time for me to stomp the future into dust.
So me shooting him
Here we go.
while I'm practically naked, it's kinda neat. Oh no. Don't. I think that's a super move. Because they each on hard mode get like an extra move. Damn it. Wait, was that one hit he did like 3/4 of my health? Oh god, don't. Don't screw this up. Oh god. But yeah, some of the... Damn it! Some of the bosses that are more jokes actually are kinda tricky on hard mode. Which I guess means it actually lives up to its name. Yeah, I really need to pay attention. Is contact damage really doing that much to me? Honestly, they give him a super move and then like, what's this best move? It's hugging me. Which, to be fair, he has a lot of mass. If a mammoth sat on me, especially a giant, stinking... I keep on almost getting hit by that. One made out of metal. Very dense. I'd probably die immediately, so I can't even get on X's case for, you know. Taking so much damn damage. There we go. Not too bad. Not too bad. Hooray!
Mission accomplished.
Now, I think I get the head parts from Penguin? I've played this game enough that I should know. Oh, that's right. X will call out the name of his moves every time. Which is really, really fun when I start spamming something.
Chill, Penguin.
Oh, and here's where the weird screen flicker that the PSP does for me on television gets really bad. Oh, let's get inside real quick. Darn it. Oh well, they were generous. Inside the cave is much better. Okay. We've also made it so that... Yeah, here we go. There are no freebie parts. Hey, how's it going, Dad? The head parts await you. Oh, okay.
Equip the parts you find inside here, and you will gain the ability to smash blocks with your head.
It will only be relevant like twice in this entire game.
You are humanity's last hope.
Okay. Which, like, on the original, I'm trying to even remember. My gosh, it's bad that I can barely, like, as many times as I played the original Mega Man X, it's pretty bad that I can barely remember the head parts being helpful. Which, hey, first game. My favorite of the games, but still, if one thing, you know, I could suggest a change, it would be give the head parts an actual purpose. Thank you. Oh shit, we're outside again. Oh well. Whee! It's kind of weird to me that they shuffled around the stinking armor pieces, the armor capsules. But all the hearts are in exactly the same spot. So you could also argue... Damn it. You jumped into it because you thought he was going to... You know what? You can die once on Penguin. Whatever I was saying... They don't change the locations of the capsules, they just shuffle which one's which. And you can't really do that with, like, the other power-ups, because the other power-ups, like, oh, the heart piece here is actually the heart piece that you would have found in this stage. Instead, it does the same thing.
You to understand. Just look at you, X. You act so high.
Well, in 03, they're equipable. So that's, like, even better, because you can customize a loadout and all that, right? I was hoping that. His actual shotgun ice is pretty tricky. But, you know, like in X4, you get the head parts, and it, you know... Okay, head parts are normally the dud. I don't really use them in X2 or X3. Though in X4, they're just like, you get the head parts. That means you can use all of your parts, no, all of your weapons as many times as you want, as long as you don't charge it. Oh. He's doing this. Caught him. Almost got me there. There we go. Yeah, he's got Shotgun Ice. And if he uses Shotgun Ice, he'll probably... Okay, I dodged it that time. Shotgun Ice is an actual problem for me. If he spams that, I might be in trouble. If he doesn't spam that, I probably have him. I probably have him. He's also the one that I want to take out first with Stinkin' Vava, which can be very rough.
Mission accomplished.
But yeah, no, 0-3 did Stinkin' Parts, like, very, very well. Oh shoot, I skipped the... Just pretend you watched him use Shotgun Ice. Like, 0-3, my gosh, it really feels like the Zero series was finding its footing in the first, you know, like, 2 games, and then in 3, they actually, you know, knew what they wanted to do with everything. Like, it is a, you know, one of my favorite Mega Man games. Which, yeah, I know, I'm choosing the popular kid and all that jazz, but it's popular for a reason, folks. Whee! There we go. I needed the helmet for that. Yes, please. The chicken, yes. The chicken. Which... I do not remember his name. I really like him. Actually, I think he's supposed to be a cockatrice. Because he, you know, freezes you in stone and all that jazz. But it's just funnier if you call him a chicken. Even though, you know, he's not a chicken, he's, you know, you should at least call him a rooster. I like calling him a chicken. But yeah, no, he's... That guy's so funny. I think that was partially the intent, but still. Did I get off the... Okay, I wasn't sure that I got off the dash jump in time. I thought I just regular jumped there. There we go. And up we ride. But yeah, now that you say that, though, my gosh. It wouldn't surprise me if, when designing that guy, they took at least a little inspiration from Chill Penguin. Because both of them are a small bird. That just kinda, you know, are more jokes. Although everybody frickin' loves Chill Penguin, I'm not really sure the best way to deal with these guys, because sometimes they put them too close together. And then I get hit, and then I feel like a dingus. Because, yeah, I watched... He has another one up, but yeah, Shadowrock did a video, well, an interview with the guy who's writing the comments for, like, stinking... Well, the comics for X, right? The X timelines coming up from Udon. And that dude talked about, like, Chill Penguin a lot. Which, to a degree, does make sense. Because, like, you know, you are obviously supposed to choose, just with, maybe not obvious the first time you play it, but once you understand the game, it's obvious that you're supposed to start with Stinkin' Chill Penguin. Wait a sec, I want to jump up here. A second place to use this. Whoops. But yeah, you're supposed to start with Chill Penguin in the regular game and everything, so, you know.
Capsule and equip them, and any damage you incur will
If
be
he's starting the comic with that in mind, it makes sense that he bring up Chill Penguin, but it just feels like that's like, he's one of the better known Mega Man X bosses. No one can hurt me. And then it also reminds me, my gosh, in the second Sonic and Mega Man crossover, Sigma was allowed to time clone, like, all of his Mavericks, right? Like, every, you know, all of his previous forces and everything. For the most part. They made a point not to let him use Colonel and Iris. But it was pretty much just like, oh, I can bring back any of my men that X and Zero have destroyed throughout, like, history. And the first one he brings back, Chill Penguin. Which could be a little nod to how most people start playing these games, or it could be Sigma just being like, just in case something goes wrong, I will test it out on the most expendable.
I have no choice but to destroy you. It's my duty as a Maverick hunter.
Then the least I can do is fight with all my strength. Let's go, Maverick.
Oh my gosh, he said the tail drop. He dodged. He's spamming his birds. Okay, here's where it gets tricky. Ooh, I did it! Normally, I fly back into the... Oh, damn it. Oh. Damn it. Okay. Are we... You're facing the wrong way, my guy. Normally, I fall back into it like I did right there. This is only a bitch if you don't have the stinking boots. But he's welcome to keep using it. Oh, damn it. Oh, damn it, I might die. Okay. He wasn't supposed to do it twice. I dodged the feathers the first time, and then he sent out another wave of feathers. Not cool. Not cool.
So it begins.
Where are my iron boots?
Step in a battle.
Did I? Yeah, okay. I dodged around him. We're good. Oh, damn it. I dodged. And then what happened? I clipped him. I went right into his stupid dumbass face. Or his feet, whatever. But yeah, oh yeah. Him adding the feathers, though, it does make this at least a little difficult. Because, like, initially, I swear he's bit of a joke. He's got 2 attacks that push you back. Damn it! And all you need to do is dash. He did it 3 times. He did it 3 times, and then he stopped pushing me back, so then I was going forward too fast. I could have stayed still. Oh my gosh, I have so many lives. Wait a second, I do have... Step into a Slim Jim. I do have... Damn it. Sub-tanks if I really need. Chances are there's only a little bit in one of them. But a little bit might be enough. It's probably better than watching me do this fight. Oh, damn it. Audio cues. Which is why I gotta be at least a little quiet. Damn it. Holy crap. You're just gonna do this, huh? Just gonna spam the... Oh no. 3. There we go. Okay.
Mission accomplished.
And next time I'll have his weakness. And some other stuff. And now we have the busted weapon. Which, like, I saw a video pop up that was just... The title was, Is Storm Tornado Really That Good, right? Whenever I see that, you know, like, I didn't click on it because I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, of course it is. I think this is the smart way to do it. Probably? Yeah. But yeah, I see, like, the video that's like, is Storm Tornado, is it really that good? And I'm like, dude, it takes up a lot of space. If they don't have iframes, like if you're using it against a normal or mid-boss, well, a normal enemy or a mid-boss, it just hits him. Sometimes, because of how long it's on there, like even the bosses, it'll hit him like twice. Yes, it is that good. But maybe I should watch it. Maybe he's got some aspect that I did not consider. Okay, you're waiting until I go past you. Oops, no! Are we... Okay. So anyway, speaking of... And there we go. But yeah, something. Oh god, these guys. And here I was trying to skip on past. Yeah, this is one of those places that in Original X, if I'm going to die, there's a fair chance that this guy is it. Though I think he went down a bit easier there. Do I want to go up here or the next one? I want to go up here. If I remember correctly, they did change the way sub-tanks work in this. I think just a little bit of everything you get goes into a sub-tank. Like, you accrue interest in it, I guess you could say. I don't know. Whatever you want to say. Which does put a little less pressure on you to stay at full health. That's pretty nice. Oh no, they locked me in. That's probably fine. There's color cues in the remake. He's red now. That's how you know he's almost dead. There we go. Is the Storm Tornado that good? But, oh man, what happened? I saw a little bit of health there. I could have gotten it. And that is it. A whole one secret for Launch Octopus's level. Also kind of funny fighting this guy after you beat the other one, because it's like, listen, I beat the other one. You think I can't do it now that I have a floor? But the floor is slightly curvy this time. Oh god, you're right. Anyway. Here we go. Now let's... I could have kept this up. And here's the fun part. If I have the rolling shield, I can pretty much stun lock Octopus. But I don't.
Launch, Octopus! How could you do something like this?
He complimented me, X.
You see, X? An artist of
He appealed
but no one has
to my self-worth.
not until now.
And as a narcissist, that did it for me.
That's right. And now I'm fighting to create an entire world that does too. This is a very important battlefield.
Such a weirdo octopus, at least in this. I missed. Oh god. I think I need to wait for him to land when he... Oh no! Oh god. And here I thought I could catch him. Oh, I can get him while he's still falling. Oh god, he's doing that. Is it Top Man's fault that spinning means you're invincible? Because there's been a few bosses throughout, like Mega Man and... What was I playing recently? Was it... Mega Man Legends 2, that was it. The jellyfish bosses in, like, the freaking water ruins. They spin, and they're invincible when they spin, and it's just like, yeah, if you move too fast, bullets won't hurt you. Remember that. He's not a squid, he's an octopus. We won't get a squid until X5, although Volt Kraken's pretty cool. Also, good evening, Big Red. Now, let's see. Now that I've done this, I think I want to go to... I think I want to go Chameleon. Not only am I doing hard mode, I'm not even doing stinking, you know, I'm not even doing the boss order.
I'm beginning the mission.
I think Vile has an upgrade in, like, one of the trees randomly around here. I'm gonna need to remember that whenever I get back to it. For now, that's not important. Spinning is a good trick. Spinning is a great trick. I don't care what the common opinion is on the stinking prequels. I quite like the first, you know, most of them. I did really like Attack on the the Clones back in the day. Yeah! But that one did not hold up to a rewatch. I'm pretty sure I just thought Jango Fett was cool. And even though Jango Fett, like, eats shit immediately... Oh, he's dead. You know, I remember that he died really easily. I did not remember it was single Storm Tornado died easily. Okay.
And your charge shot becomes even more powerful.
It's like Wim Bamboo.
Dangerous power to possess, but I trust that you will use it for good.
Only kill bad people with it, X. Okay, Dad. Had I skipped this, I could have gotten Zero's... Zero's boss killing. Stinking. No, he hit me. Buster, because that's what it's good for. Oh, okay, it's it's the one back there. I guess the helmet's also good for this spot very specifically. I guess it does a little something. Oh my gosh. A little something extra there. What are my sub-tanks looking like? Also, they do not add many changes, but they add a little glass window that you need to break for the extra life here. Why the orangish brown? I like the more purpley looking ride armor. Anyway. Hang on. There we go. Something, something, something. Ride armors are still fun, though. Actually have a... Whoops. Have a little ride armor of the, you know, the rabbit ride armor. That fits Nendoroids.
Why have you all fallen in with Sigma?
And good evening, Meddler. Yeah, like, Phantom Menace, I think it's fun for what it is. It can get, like, I do get people's critiques where they're just like, oh, here's the part where you go to the Senate, and they're like, I propose this bill, and then they're like, no. I forward this motion instead. Like, I kind of get where people are coming from there, but I still do like Phantom Menace. No, goodness. He's doing the thing where he doesn't let me hit him. Oh, goodness. Attack of the Clone just has some of, like, the worst, you know, it's like a very, very bad romance story where a guy pretty much stalks his way into a woman's heart, and she accepts him because, I don't know, I guess he's young and hot or whatever. And bad CG. Did I say the CG thing already? I don't know. Oh, man. You would be so dead already if I could just shoot you. Okay, I thought you were gonna jump closer to me. Huh. Have I seen... I've probably seen that attack before. Maybe I haven't seen a special. That's neat. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, Rayquaza, you pretty much pulled up the exact... Like, the thing that epitomizes that stinking romance. Shoot, I skipped it again. Okay, now I want you. I could also, I think, at any point do Armadillo. But I don't want to fight Armadillo without his weakness because he's annoying as hell. If I cannot peel off his armor, he's annoying as hell. Anyway, Storm Tornado. Storm Tornado. Is it really that good? Yes, I would imagine that it is. I would say that it... Okay, I can probably stop using it for at least this part. Oh. Okay. It took a full charge blast and then a few planks to kill this thing. Or one Storm Tornado. Yeah, it's pretty good. here, I don't know if it matters all that much. I'm trying to remember. I think in the original, these things are insta-kills. But if I don't get hit by them, I'll never find out. Oh, God. Yay, I got it. Okay. Although, my gosh. This is the slight change. You get the wheels here instead of... Oh, damn it. The wheels just falling on you, I think, are a little more annoying than the weird little... whatever you want to call them. Like the drones that pop in and, you know, hit you, and then they... stinking do weird mouth things. Oh, man, I should have just... did that. Oh, whoops. I did not mean to hit... You know what? Actually, that might matter because I will need that for... Wait. Tasty. Oy, oy, oy. Do always remember this level because in a game where you just want to go right, something as simple as making the level more vertical, it does make it stand out a bit more. Oh God, he was on the other side of the ladder. There we go. Stinking geckos. And their ability to crawl on things. Okay, can I do this? Yes, actually, that wasn't hard at all. You know what? I'm not gonna use it for anything else. Why not just the whole way up and then flub my stinking jumps like a gosh dang chump? Bleh. Although I will say, it's a little annoying when they camp the stinking ledges. I think they gave you a bit of space here, but in the original it's just like, well, you climbed up the ladder, there was an enemy already there, too bad, chump. Okay.
So, you've made it
And
this
for the longest time, I never even realized that Kuwanger was a beetle.
Potential? What are you talking about?
I thought he was just a guy with, like, a boomerang on his head. And to be fair, the first, you know, Mega Man game had a guy with a boomerang and, you know, like, cutter on his head.
No. All you do is fight us. There is nothing
Though in
else.
this, the mandibles, they're a bit more pronounced. Also his wings. He fell on his butt. Oh, damn it. He fell back into me. Oh, yeah. I think the comics are, whoops, supposed to be using... Damn it! I am doing shit. Aye, aye. I believe that the comics, the X timeline, they said that they were going to be using the redesigns for the bosses. You gotta be kidding me. One hit away. I screwed that up. And yeah, I believe Kuwanger is like the Japanese... Like the Japanese... I thought like Kuwang was like an onomatopoeia for like a boomerang being thrown. You throw it just Kuwang, you know. But I guess it's like... It means like a beetle. In Japanese, which is weird because a lot of the bosses in this, they have like the same name, just like the, you know, just Japanese, you know? Or at least sounds more Japanese, like, ay, ay, ay. So it's weird that they translate most of the enemy, you know, the boss's names, but not these guys. Well, not him specifically. But I don't speak Japanese, so that's just what I've heard. Yeah, in this, the designs are slightly different than they were in the original game. And they're gonna use, like, the redesigns for stinking, you know, like the Mega Man X timelines. Which is fine. Although there is a part of me, like, I kind of prefer, like, the original NES versions of the bosses. And I wonder if it's a preference thing or a nostalgia thing. They gave Mandrill a drill in this one because that's hilarious. But yeah, no, they're all, like, at least a little different. Just a little different. If you're not, you know, if you haven't obsessively played the original X, it might not be super obvious, but yeah. Yay! Compare that to, whoops, Powered Up, where everybody, I mean, you could say that in Powered Up everybody gets a redesign. The redesign is just chibi. Darn it. And I can't shoot through walls in this. Which I know. Oh, man. I know, just sometimes I wish. Well, I killed him, but I got hit in the process. I think they might have also swapped out some of the damage values on some of the sub-bosses. Because I use this on this boss, but I swear it doesn't kill him as fast as it does on the SNES. He would be dead by now if this were SNES. But this will kill him eventually. So we'll stick with it. There we go. And just the main bosses in general. It's like the thing where, you know, like... Like, if you look at, you know, the art of the bosses from the original SNES, and then you look at the art from here, or even just the sprites, you can tell that, like, you know, some stuff got, like, a little, you know, got a little different. I think to a degree, you know, like, these bosses, they added more polygons in to really highlight that they're in 3D. What am I doing? No, I want this. They put this out further so that way I can't do this anymore. Go up. Ay, ay, ay. And 1 second, I'm gonna see if I can do it this way. I think that one would have did it, I just fell too fast. And I was just about to monkey around and do something else. I mean, does it take too many hits to kill enemies? I feel like that's more a problem in X3. Plus, a lot of enemies that take a lot of hits in this game, like these tortoises, you just bam. Which you can certainly argue that that's not really an excuse, because you don't start the game with the stinking, you know, Storm Tornado. But the Storm Tornado does take care of a lot of enemy health bars. Yeah, that's true. The first sub in Launch Octopus's stage isn't too bad. Just because you have solid ground and you can just kind of spam hits on it.
He's no commander. Not anymore.
But the second one with the spikes, it's kind of annoying, yeah. Although I think, again, weapons can kind of make up for that. In X1, like the original, I think you can rip through them pretty easily if you use the spark shot here. Because it's like really spammy, so you just... So you just spam the spark shot, and then he dies. Well, they die. I don't know if the submarines are gendered. Yes, this is what it likes to be completely stun-locked. Yeah. Yeah. I get that, Big Red. Although, like, you could argue that it's good game design because then it encourages you to use your special weapons. But yeah, until you learn the ins and outs, I can see it being a little stinking frustrating. Honestly, like the other day, I watched a clip show from somebody playing the original Mega Man the first time. It was just a 15-minute compilation for the most part of them, like, crashing out. And when I watched it, I thought about how, you know, my gosh, that game is rough when you haven't played it 50 billion times. I think that game more than any others, but my gosh, like, one of the things that was driving me crazy was I guess her chat did not tell her about stinking boss weaknesses or something. Because she just went to, like, Cut Man and then Guts Man. And then I'm just there and I'm like, just go and fight, you know, like Stinking Elect Man. Though with it not being live, I could not exactly give that advice. So yeah, I don't know. I find it kind of, like, interesting in general watching people play these games for, like, the first time, though, just because it reminds you of some things that are obvious to you that probably were not obvious to you when you first played. Don't you dare! And I think it's always good to have, like, that kind of perspective. Just where it's like, well, you know, you don't see any problem with this, but other people definitely do. No. Okay. Slow down. Wee. And no, I think that's a valid complaint, Big Red. I mean, a lot of people, like, part of their issue with X3 is it just, like, everything takes so many hits to die.
Fight you because it is my calling.
Spoken like a true maverick, armored armadillo.
There's nothing maverick about.
And while it's, like, slightly different, one of my issues with X6 is it just, like, paints the stage in so many enemies. So while it might not be taking a ton of, a ton of hits to beat everybody, it's taking a ton of hits to beat, it's not taking a ton of hits to beat individual enemies. It's taking a ton of hits to beat, like, just the massive hordes. Which is kind of annoying. This is his super move! Eventually.
It was a good.
No, it wasn't. You're naked. Like, the other thing, though, you gotta consider is different things are gonna be deal breakers for different people, too. So, if it bugs you, even if it doesn't bug me, even if this was my first time playing it and it didn't bug me, it would still be valid. But anyway, now is the time. Dun 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 dun, bam.
We have an incoming transmission. It's Zero.
Get this info to X. I've discovered Sigma's base. I'm sending the coordinates now.
We've located you, Zero. I'm on my way.
Okay, but listen. This place is more secure than I thought. Let's split up their forces. Find another route in.
Yeah, okay.
I'm beginning the mission.
This is... I'm kind of curious as to... But I guess... They remix the Sigma stages a fair bit. I kind of wonder why they did it for this and not some of the... Yeah, some of the other, just like the regular stages. But I mean, I guess to a degree, this is a bigger deal. Plus, the way certain things are set up, they can be a little dickish. So it kind of makes sense. Whereas the rest of the stages were perfect, these could be a little weird. The climb of death right away. That feels like it should be a little more climatic. And the bosses could be, spread out a bit more.
Launch octopus?
Although I still would have been fine if they would have just given us, like, the same stages as before. Would have also been fine had they remixed, like, the stages in all the games.
Sigma must have brought
Which, that's, like, another thing with just, Mega Man Powered Up. They did remix all the stages, so it's kind of weird. But I guess different philosophies for different games. Oh, no. Oh, wait. If you hit him exactly... Oh, man. Exactly when his iframes wear off, he can't do shit. Probably. He did get away from me that one time, but I think that was my timing. Not my theory being off. Yeah, you did mention that. The whole thing where sometimes you... Actually, a lot of times you shoot the extra shot. And that kind of makes sense, because you push it once to begin charge. You need to hold it to charge. So you push it... and it shoots out a lemon and then begins charging. Which I guess I never really thought about because, like, I don't think there's ever been a point where it's really, really been an issue for me. There's, like, never been a time. I guess it could... If it gave the bosses, like, depending on iframes, if it gave the bosses too many iframes and you wanted to be, attacking with, like, something else, but then you just stink and flinched them with just a regular shot, I guess it could be a problem then. But it doesn't really bother me. Though that might just be a difference in how we stink and play. Whee! I don't need to give a damn. Oh, I almost needed to give a damn there. Yeah, Storm Tornado's pretty good. Well, like I said, you're allowed to get bothered by whatever. I mean, for the most part, you can get bothered by whatever you want to get bothered by. There's some petty dumb gripes, but I think that sounds like, you know, if the controller doesn't do what you want it to do, what you think you're inputting, I can see why that would bother you, even if it's never personally given me any trouble, even if there's never been a point where it's screwed me up to my recollection. No, oh my gosh. I'm just taking him to school this time. Which again, I'm using his weakness, but you know, the last time he still managed to get me once. Also, like, wild to me that they refill my stinking... If I were to die, it would refill my ammo. Which is a nice little, I guess you could say, quality of life improvement or something. Not like a huge thing, but it does let me go into, like, the boss battles with confidence, because, like, how many times have you gone into a boss battle, like, especially, like, the first time playing one of these games, and you're just like, do I use the weakness against the boss, or do I try to figure out his patterns? Because if I try to use the weakness, I run out of the weakness, then I won't have the weakness the next time. And that'll be awful. Nothing more frustrating than going in and failing with all of the resources that you need. And then needing to go in and try it again with, you know, less of the resources, you know, like, none of the resources. Out of the resources. Which I guess you could say is strategy. But still. Oh no! The spiderlings! I swear, is he easier to dodge in this one than the other one? Or have I just played this way too much? So I think this is like a fairly infamous boss. A lot of people have trouble following these stinking lines quickly enough. Which, if they did slow it down, maybe that was the reason why. No! Oh, God. You're going... Don't shoot some out, like, in between, you wanker. I mean, I guess this is a good way to train your eyes, though. I wasn't paying attention that close. Oh my gosh. Although the window to counterattack feels a little smaller to compensate. I could be wrong there. Ay, ay, ay.
Mission accomplished.
In Zero, though, they make it pretty hard for you to miss out on, like, the weaknesses. Except in frickin' Zero 4, where to get, like, I think you need to stinking craft macaroni and cheese to get stinking resources. Well, like the elemental chips in, you know, Zero 4. Because I guess after they perfected things in, whoops, Zero 3, they're like, well, what could we possibly add to a third, you know, a 4-0 game? And then they're like, I don't know, freaking crafting? We're gonna commit so much to crafting that we're actually going to throw in a character named Craft. I don't much care for the crafting in 04. I don't much care for crafting in general. That's fine. But in 04, it just kind of really bugs me because it's like, yeah, you can't really like test out any recipes in 04 from what I remember. You just kind of have to commit. You have to be like, I'm pretty sure this will make something. Base cross just kind of wipes, yeah.
Enough talk. Let's fight.
And I'm not sure, as much as I play this game, I'm not entirely sure that in X1 I completely get the hitbox for the charge shot. I kind of want to say...
You're strong.
that it puts out a bunch of different, you know, like, it's just a collection of small blast, which I don't think is really good for bosses. But I might also not pay as close of attention to how much damage charge shots do in that game as I should.
It was a good fight.
So yeah, I totally get that. Anyway, Mandro? Oh no, we're fighting... Wait a sec, wait a sec. Got it up just in time, just in time. Wonder how many people got upset about this. They're like, oh, finally. Huh. They remixed the Sigma stages so that we don't have to, you know, do the death climb. And then what happens? They're like, no, it's there. We just put it at the very end. Oh, at the very... Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I missed. Damn it. Come on. Just come down where I can shoot you normally. Honestly, if you were a chill guy, you just let me, you know, infinitely flinch you like most of your your buddies do. I almost said brothers. But I don't think we're doing a Robot Master, you know, we're bros. Zero loves Minecraft. What now? I mean, I guess that's what he's into. Not a game I've ever gotten into, but teach their... I almost freaking fell to my fracking death. Okay. Warning, flashing lights. Although the stage flicker already was kind of doing that. Oh, what am I doing? I don't want to use Spark Mandrill's weapon. I want to kill Spark Mandrill with his weakness. Totally different. So it'd be kind of interesting if I could power him up. I don't think there's any boss functions in this where it's like, well, you hit him with one weapon and they actually get power from it, but I feel like it would make sense if hitting Spark Mandrill with his weapon would, like, you know, supercharge him and heal him or something. Though the only healing boss that I can think of in these games, which I'm probably forgetting someone, is Dr. Doppler. Oh, it crawled up the wall. be really cool if I could get some health back before fighting Rangda Bangda. Didn't even fill up my stinking chameleon sting. Gotcha. My brain had already moved on. Oh god. I think he gets me at least the first time. I'm still going to stubbornly attempt to fight him. But I'm pretty sure he kills me. Oh, you were armored? Well, now I get my chameleon sting back. Of course, I'm hoping at least in Minecraft, the crafting is stinking at least a little intuitive. Because I think the only things that I have ever crafted in 0-4 are scrap. Wasted a bunch of resources. And got Jack Diddley out of it. I am whipping my shots. If I can at least kill the left eye. Oh, we're immediately going into this? Okay. That'll be good. Man, I really wish I would have killed the left eye already. I'm gonna die again. Ah! And nah, I should look at the crafting guide for 0-4, but I don't know. I like just kind of zooming through those games. So the idea of stopping everything to stinking, you know, meticulously read a guide, it just doesn't seem very appealing. I'm gonna get him. And like, there's probably a way they could have put it in the game, at least dropped more hints, or made it so that like you didn't waste items trying to put them together. I am one hit away from killing this guy. Boom. Like, honestly, I don't even know what sort of things you can get from crafting in that game.
Mission accomplished.
But me not using the crafting system in 0-4 just continues the trend where I accidentally, just unintentionally, wind up doing challenge runs when I play through them. Where it's like, oh, you should use the Cyber Elves. And I'm just like, no. I'd feel guilty if I used the Cyber Elves. And then they make the Cyber Elves, like, guilt-free to use in 0-4, so it's like, well, there's gotta be one thing that you're supposed to use that you just don't because you're an idiot. And that's that. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, he's doing it. The fact that the Cyber Elves are cute makes it worse. If they were just like, you know, random little, like, bits of... Like, if they were just like these dumb little blocks with goofy faces on them, then it'd be like, okay, sure. But the fact that they're cute and it's like, oh, by the way, if you use them, you're killing them. These cute little things that you've been raising since they were babies. And that's pretty messed up. What kind of sociopath kills a baby? Free hat. Okay. Oh. I thought we were at Mammoth's place next. Are we not? Eventually I'll hit something with these. Oh, finally, someone gave me some frickin' health. Who do I need to fight? Yay! Oh, wait, I bet I know. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. Yup. But yeah, like, one of the only Zero games, though, where I actually do use the upgrades as intended is 03, because they actually make it easy to use and guilt-free. Other than, I guess, the Cyber World in that. I don't use the Cyber World other than to fight, you know, to get the extra Shadow fight. Not Shadow, Phantom fight. Oh my gosh, I thought he was gonna jump further than that. Am I gonna lose to Stinking Chameleon? I'm not. But yeah, like, I oftentimes wonder what they were thinking Into Creates with Zero. Were you supposed to use the Cyber Elves? Because you put a lot of work into the whole system. Or were they just there as, like, a concession where it's like, we made this game too hard, use the Cyber Elves if you're a weenie? I feel very unmotivated to use them. I could cut off his trunk. I think that's still a function in this. Oh, no! Look at all those hits. He has iframe, so it only makes, you know, like, a little bit of difference at the beginning and end, but still. Darn it, I was gonna say, he's backing me in. Oh, he was one hit away, too. Damn. But I would like to maintain my sub-tank, so that's how we're gonna do it. You're not gonna, okay, there we go. I was gonna say, you're not gonna try to drop anything on me? Okay. Here we go. Yeah, it does. It's just less important in 04. In 01, you get a harder boss if you're A or S ranked. In 02 and 3, it's the same thing, but you get a special move if you beat them while fighting the powered-up version of them, right? In 04, you still get the special move if you have a high rank. Well, yeah. You still get a special move, but you get to choose manually whether you want to go in and fight, like, the stronger boss or not. So, unless I'm forgetting something, I believe the ranking in 04 is just for bragging rights. Which, you know what, that's going to be important to a lot of people, so that's fine. Nice getting a little extra reward, but, I mean, you know. There are alternatives. No, so many baddies. Now then. Just gotta turn on a light while they talk.
Zero!
What the heck is the equipment in the background?
You worried about Sigma when you should have been worried about me.
Vile! You...
Me, handsome and more
I
powerful
guess my
Vile.
destroying you here is all part of Sigma's plan. I don't usually like following other people's plans.
X, what happened to your armor in the cutscene?
What? Zero! You're harder to destroy than I thought.
Yeah, well, Zero's number one.
X, there's nothing more you can do. It's over.
You blew it, X. You blew it. Oh, God.
Zero! Zero! Hope you're ready, X.
Oy, oy, oy. I was trying to... Oh, I think that's what it was. Yeah, I think it was like the interview. I want to get behind... Oh, no, I can just jump it. But yeah, with like the comic dude, right? And they were, you know, ZX... Blah, blah, blah. I was watching the interview with Shadow Rock and the guy writing the X timelines, right? At least I think this was this video, and they made a comment about liking X8, and they're like, well, people get upset about the voice acting. And it's like, ho, 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 isn't voice acting just... Bad voice acting just part of the course for... Or it might have been somebody complaining about the voice acting in X7. Either way, they were poking fun at it, being like, isn't bad voice acting just kind of part of the course for the Mega Man series?
Hunter X.
And I'm just like, I think, like, the voice, you know, the voices are fine in, like, the later X games, and also, you know, like, stinking whatchamacallit, the Legends games. And slightly endearing in Mega Man 8. I don't think we need to say it's a stereotype. They had a few games with terrible voice acting. Mega Man 8 is horrible, you know, is comically bad. Damn me. X4, it gets, you know, it sucks a lot of the drama out when the voices are bad, even though it's supposed to be really, really impactful. And, ZX Advance is fucking horrible. I could have dodged that. X8's, yeah, no. I'm counting X8. When I say, like, late X stuff, I guess what I mean is I think they kept, like, a semi-consistent vocal cast for Maverick Hunter, X8, and, X Command Mission. So those are the ones that I would say are pretty good. Legends, I think, has the best voice acting. Of course, part of the thing with Legends is it's kind of just like cartoony, silly stuff. So they can, you know, they can like afford. Honestly, I think it adds something when they're kind of, you know, like goofy and over the top. Meanwhile, then you get like ZX Advent where they have voice acting that, like, at least the one character I'm not sure is the most culturally sensitive, I guess we could say. Now let's see here. Did I or did I not?
I'm beginning the mission.
Okay, here's the fun part. I did not fill up my sub-tanks, despite not using them once. I'm just so fast that I didn't have time. It's just how this works. Of question is, do I need full sub-tanks? I think I want it just in case. But yeah, I think like to a degree the voice acting stuff was just... I imagine probably Capcom USA, back in the day when they were localizing this stuff, they probably just figured it's like, it's a video game for stupid children. They're not going to care whether we get, like, you know, actual good voice acting in here and not, yeah, or not. Okay, we're at full. So I imagine they just kinda let who the hell ever wanted to do it. And maybe that approach just worked for Legends, or maybe because it was the new Mega Man series, they put extra effort into it just so that they could try and really sell it. Which it didn't.
X, that look in your eyes makes me think you might be ready to face
It didn't.
But why don't you try this on for size first?
Mega Man Legends is a cult classic. It's not an everybody classic. Which is a shame, because I think it's, I mean... I think it's fun enough. There we go. The dog snarled like a tiger as it died.
Impressive, X. It looks like you really do have the potential I had seen in you. Our potential is limitless.
You think you have potential? You're insane, Sigma!
That's not what you really think.
It is what I really think.
You say you
Why would I lie?
That's not true. You've only been led to think that. Nothing more. I'll take you on.
He has free will. He's the one with free will. You can't...
Here I come, X.
Okay. This one's trickier just because he can dive bomb me while doing the... Damn it. Doing the wall thing. Which can be... Oh. He got me. Be a little tricky. Okay. That's fine. This is just an opportunity to do the same thing again, but better. No! I got hit once. I feel a little dumb, but that's fine. I really hope I don't need that one thing of rolling shield that I used up. I'll feel very dumb if I run out of stuff while facing Final Sigma. Although at least this dog is now dead. Oh, is he... He was spitting lasers. Okay. We just gotta be a little careful with his wall stuff. Why is he a Jedi? I don't know. But he is a Jedi because he has a green lightsaber. Because wherever they get their stinking crystals from is different. The Sith have their own planet, and all of their crystals are red. I tried to jump up, I failed. So if he has Jedi colors, that means he's a Jedi. No other way around it. Or he just never got his new crystals after turning over to the dark side. I thought I stink and got around that. Okay. It's time for the battle body.
Magnificent X.
Well, I'd ask you, Rayquaza, whether you think PETA actually cares about robot animals, but it's PETA, they will get upset about frickin' anything.
Stop right here!
They made their own Pokemon game. Just a bitch. Maybe he just thinks he's a good guy.
It's not over yet, X. The battle, the angst, the destruction. I will make you understand the truth.
I mean, like,
I'll finish this right here.
in the main timeline, right? I think up to a point, Sigma has, like, you could make an argument for Sigma being a good guy, right? Because, you know, Reproids being like the, you know, like second-class citizens to humans, despite also being sentient just like us, that's a little messed up, right? That doesn't seem right. Oh, damn it, it was the... But when he, you know, launches 5 billion missiles and kills a bunch of his own Reploids like he does in the Day of Sigma, it's a little harder to sympathize with him. He is just really spamming that one attack. It also drives me crazy that I do not understand the hitboxes on this Sigma as well as I do some of the other... Did he do the spark move and the laser move at the same time? That just used 2 sub-tanks there. Was that a good run? On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rank the, you know, how would you rate this run? Big Red, do not even with that. Like, I don't know if you've seen it, but there is like a... Game Theory did a few videos on Mega Man, and they're terrible. And like the one, it's like, oh, Wily's not the real bad guy.
What's this?
Of Mega Man. Dr. Light is, because he made all of these inventions and then other people use them for evil. And it's like, that's kind of shitty logic, but okay. And then he's also, like, there's another one where it's like, Mega Man failed us because eventually, like, 2,000 years after Classic or whatever Legends is, humanity's dead. And it's like, well, I mean, they're dead, but they've been replaced by carbons, which are kind of like just the new humans, so humanity did kind of find a way to still exist. It's just dumb. I'm not sure what MatPat had against Mega Man, or maybe he didn't have anything against Mega Man, maybe he just did not understand the series at all, but they were really bad.
Perhaps he will be discovered in the far-flung future and will fight valiantly to ensure peace.
Honestly, I don't know, Meddler. I know Game Theory holds like a special place in a lot of people's hearts, but I've watched enough of the bad episodes of like Game Theory where it's just like, I don't, you know. Because like, I think they did a pretty good job tackling like Doki Doki Literature Club. I remember watching a bunch of videos on that back in the day and they had some interesting takes. But I hate their videos on Mega Man and the breast in Nintendo games. Of course, you gotta watch saying that stuff because now that MatPat's retired, I'm sure some people are gonna treat it like you can't speak ill of the dead. I don't need. I have so many clear files on this, I don't need another save. And okay.
Capcom.
That took an hour and 40 minutes about, which is about right. It's like when I play Mega Man X just with some extra dialogue and cutscenes thrown in. So let's keep this going for 2 hours. We're gonna watch the Day of Sigma. If anybody wants me to shut up, anybody really wants to hear any of the dialogue while we're going through, you can let me know. I'll quiet it down. I just think at this point it's a tradition that we play Maverick Hunter X, and near the end, at the end, we watch Day of Sigma.
Arriving at drop point in 45 seconds.
Why do they have a B-copter, but then it doesn't match the B-copters that are in the game? I don't completely know, Big Red. I think they're kinda, sort of, like, human-robot hybrids.
Now arriving at drop point.
In ZX, and I saw something recently, like a post, talking about how, with the Zero series and with the ZX series, they were trying to, build the main timeline so that it could logically fit, slot right into Legends, which is why there's some Reaverbot, like, eyeballs in places and everything. But yeah, in ZX, humans and Reploids were indistinguishable, I've said this so many times, oh my gosh, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. But then something happens that floods the world in between ZX and Legends. And I think, like, the idea is that they made, like, these human-robot, like, hybrids. I guess you could call them cyborgs, called carbons, right? And I think the idea was they were supposed to kind of, like, test out the world, like, make it livable for humans again or whatever, and then once that happened, the carbons would be wiped out, and then, like, humans would take over or whatever. But some people had some thoughts about that, and it didn't happen. I need to look into it because I could be getting some of this wrong. But yeah, like, I think the idea, though, is carbons are supposed to be kind of like a middle ground between humans and Reploids. And some of the carbons are more robotic than others. Tronbon and Roll Casket, they look pretty much exactly human, right? Professor Barrel, he has, like, the, like, robotic eye and everything. And Teasel, he looks pretty robotic. And I have no idea what's going on with Bon Bon. I should just read the wiki. And then I can talk about these things in an informed manner.
Commander, that thing's way more powerful than we thought. I'll go back him up.
Oy. Also, this is another thing where it's like Joe Penguin love. Because they don't show too many of the bosses in this. I think it's just him and Storm Eagle.
I won't let you push my friends around like that.
She was so cool.
Get the generator. Help me.
Oy. Take the shot. Is me nagging you making it any easier to aim X? I can do it more. I mean, it's probably not too hard to reattach an arm on a 0-1 stinking. Oy. hit himself so he could repair himself. I'm sure they can fix that guy's arm.
Is the relief party coming?
Casualties confirmed. Prepare a full retreat.
Be sure to disarm all combatants.
X! Why didn't you shoot?
Chill, Penguin.
I choked.
Do you have any idea how many casualties there would have been if the commander hadn't taken that thing out when he did?
He's really negative.
It was my fault I let that mechanoid get a hold of me. I'm just glad the commander was able
The
to get
guy
out.
that lost his arm is being more supportive than the stinking little goobus.
Yes, sir. Understood.
You know, him being annoying though does make it easier to make fun of him. Because if Chill Penguin was a stand-up guy and it's just like, oh yeah, he baked cookies, like he was always really complimentary and he baked cookies for everybody like every Friday just to help people get through the end of their week. Like you'd feel like a jerk always picking on Chill Penguin. But the fact that they gave him like a very like shrill, squawky voice and he's just like, X, you're a loser.
We must become both
I could have made that. Don't talk about Sword and Shield. I could have made that shot.
Never forget that.
It's a bit easier to make him your punching bag.
Commence retreat once casualties have been assessed.
Yes, sir.
Also, is it weird that I kind of like the way Sigma, like his original design in this? Because I feel like his design has way too many colors that I should just be like, ugh, it looks like a Crayola factory vomited on him. But I guess it kind of almost gives him like an action figure-y look, very overstimulating.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Maverick.
And as a child of the 90s, I mean, I was born in 88, but as a child of the 90s, when I grew up, I guess that appeals to me.
Very things that give us Reploids our advanced processing power could also be our greatest weakness.
I don't know. I remember why some of them go with Sigma, but not all of them. I kind of want to say that Penguin goes just
Kind
because.
and sensitive hunter like you, X. There always seems to be a borderline Maverick rabble-rouser like
I think it's like, hey, we'll make you a big deal, Chill Penguin, and he's like, I want to be a big deal. Next time I have the Legacy Collection up, remind me and I can peek at that. Or, wait a sec. I can look up a wiki page. Hang on a sec.
There's been a lot of action around here lately.
Yes, Dr. Kane. Maverick crime has been steadily increasing. Even giant mechanoloids have begun to run amok.
He joins Sigma's rebellion and becomes a Maverick
As far
lieutenant.
as his judgment and abilities on the battlefield are concerned, he has shown tremendous promise. However, he tends to hesitate when the situation calls
Oh.
for decisive action.
Okay, according to the wiki, it says he got bored of working in the South Pole with little to do. This made it easier for Sigma to sway him to his side, and he saw his chance to return to civilization and destroy his own commander, escaping to join Sigma in the new Maverick army. So yeah, it sounds like he just was unhappy in life and he saw a chance for a career change. Which is funny because he still works in an Arctic base. Or maybe it was an Arctic and he froze it over. Let's see. Maverick Hunter, is there anything different in Maverick Hunter?
But the only one who seems to worry and fret so deeply is X. That is the source of his great potential.
His worrying shows potential? It's not a weakness.
So it sounds like Penguin's just a jerk.
Well, I suppose it might be, under normal circumstances. But in this case, it could be the beginning of a new connection
Now then, let me
between
get this
robots
ready well.
and humans. Of course, we don't know yet if that potential will be a wellspring of hope or usher in an era of utter chaos. I've extended my life as long as possible to see it all play out. But it looks like I won't.
Also, I've been meaning to do a video at some point about how it, the Maverick Hunter timeline seems to be more depressing, and part of it is just, Dr. Kane being, he's hooked up to a machine, barely alive. Yet he also has, a bunch of stinking, toys and everything, which is just oh, he's still got his childlike wonder, making it even more depressing when he
I
perishes.
missed 5%.
I also kind of like this part of the OVA here. Because everybody was given shit for not taking the shot, right? And rather than, get on X's case, he's like, well, let me try this myself. Let me do a simulation. Would I be able to do it? Would I be able to live up to the expectations that people are putting on X? Zero's a good friend. Oh, and look. It's Penguin and Eagle.
So there was no one inside? It was being controlled remotely?
That's right.
Wait a minute. What about the mechanoid security program?
A system that complicated.
And they used to do a good bit of toys back in the day.
There is a chance
I think there was a bunch of stuff that was Japan only for toys, but back in the day, they had a bunch of toys based off of the Ruby Spears cartoon,
But the origin has been tracked to here.
complete with spring-loaded Mega Buster firing action.
We've contacted.
Then they did a bunch of Jazzware figure, like action figures, and I have a bunch of those. They did them for X, Zero, Mega Man, Proto Man, Quick Man, Vile, a few others. And they were figure arts too. Like, they had some high-end ones too back in the day. And then for Battle Network, they did a bunch of just ones for, like, the first season. And then for the second season, they did all of the Double Souls. So there used to be a good number of toys. It's just, oh, and then when they did Fully Charged, like 5 or however many years ago, they did a bunch of frickin' action figures for that. Oh, and I actually have a Dr. Wily's Lair playset. I bought it as an adult, but it was too goofy for me not to buy. Oh, and I got like a Ride Chaser with Axel too, come to think of it.
They were done in shortly after the mechanoid went berserk.
What do you make of it, Zero?
Well, no matter who did.
That's a really good question, Big Red.
Combat skills. Each and every blow is directed at
I think that this would have been a good way to introduce a bunch of characters, like, earlier, right? Because, like, one of the things that bugs me so much with Iris is that she shows up in X4, and then she dies in X4, which isn't exactly a lot of time to grow attached to her or anything. So if they were to put her in, like, if they were to remake the Mega Man X games, at least up to X5, I think that was the original idea, that would be a good way to introduce, like, Iris and a few other characters early. And yet we get Maverick Hunter X here, and rather than Alia or anybody we recognize, we get her right there, unnamed, Navigator. Which feels a little lame.
Another berserk mechanoid? Where? Okay. What? That close?
So to answer your question, Big Red, I think what you are saying is a very good idea. I do not have, faith that that's what Capcom would have done, though. No faith at all. Which is a shame. Though it's kind of just a shame in general that we did not get more than, like, I guess the PSP just wasn't the place to put these games.
Come to reprimand me in person, did you?
Though, as I think we've discussed before, I'm not sure the DS would have been able to handle these games either, so...
I get the feeling that they're just here to distract us. You think whoever's behind this has a different goal in mind?
Not sure. It bothers me that she doesn't even have a name. If they were trying to establish a new character, I feel like I could almost live with it, but I'm pretty sure she's just labeled Navigator in the instruction booklet.
Commander Sigma, please respond.
What's the matter?
Something's wrong. I can't raise Commander Sigma.
Not only that, but like I said, she's just kind of a knockoff Nana from X Command Mission. If you wanted, you could compare her to a mix between Nana and Alia. And why mix them when either character would have been available? I mean, it would have been a little weird to have Nana in here, but still.
All the blows were directed to weak spots. Whatever Reploid is responsible for this, they must have
Douglas?
and combat skills. Well, no matter who did it, it seems fairly obvious that they have.
Is that a different, or is that a hilarious misspelling that somebody did, like with, what was it? Billzard Buffalo. That was it.
So, you think whoever's responsible made the mechanoids go berserk as a cover so he could spring Vile?
Oh man.
This is Zero.
Zero, we've managed to trace the hacker's location. The berserk mechanoids are being controlled from the missile base.
The fact that they have ride chasers here, though, too, I feel like that's another hint where it's like, ooh. Wouldn't a Maverick Hunter X2 be really cool? Ay, ay, ay. We didn't need an X6, X7, or X8. We could have just had more Maverick Hunters.
Someone's here.
Honestly, that was like another thing that I think it was in the X7 video that I was watching from Matt McMuscles. He was, he made a comment about how X5 was supposed to be the end of the X series, and that was actually how Inafune was originally going to tie in the X series with the Zero series.
Commander Sigma, headquarters told us they were having trouble contacting you.
Zero dying, and then they revive him in stinking, 01. Man, X6 screwed everything up.
Commander Sigma! Zero!
Tell me, how did you figure it out?
The perpetrator was so scared.
Gotcha.
It wasn't hard to put
Honestly, that doesn't surprise me too much.
I congratulate you on your detective skills, Zero, but it is X who deserves my admiration.
Yeah.
His innocence is what makes him special, you see. He's an incredible Reploid specimen. Wouldn't you agree?
Honestly, when I know what the character's name is supposed to be, how it's supposed to be spelled, a lot of times you just like fill in the blanks, Honestly, I think I've heard somewhere before that, like, I don't know if it's a theory or something that they proved, but I think it goes that, like, if a word is spelled wrong, as long as the first and last letters are, correct, even if you mix up the letters in between, people will still just, like, their mind will correct it and read it the way it was meant to be spelled. Which might explain Billzard and Douglas.
There are times when you can't hesitate to pull the trigger. You couldn't do it. You missed your last chance to stop me.
This does kind of make X look like a bitch.
We are one button away from launching every missile stored in this facility. They're aimed at our own city.
Honestly, I think a lot of people get mad at X7 because it's like, that's the game where X just gives up and gets a desk job. But this here, where he's just like, well, you could shoot Sigma in the face. Or you could let, like, thousands of people die. And he chooses not to shoot Sigma in the face. That does, it kind of bugs me a little bit.
For our future, X, I believe that it's time.
I guess there's some psychological elements in play. X doesn't really want to risk killing anybody, even if the results of him taking inaction could be worse. And Sigma's also like an authority figure, someone X looks up to. But it's still just one of those, it's like, come on, X. Just shoot Sigma in the face. Because, like, one thing, one kind of, like, unfair characterization I've seen of X is some people are like, oh my gosh, he's a pacifist, he whines about not wanting to fight all the time and da-da-da-da-da-da, and it's like, up until X7, and you can argue that if X would have joined the fight earlier, more people could have been saved and everything, right? But up until then, X never lets, despite his hesitation, he never lets inaction allow people to die, right? With this, though, he very much allows some people to die. In this continuity, Sigma just has a different crush, that's all.
X. Limitless potential and limitless danger both lie within you.
But yeah, like, I think it's also, I think his interest kinda, sort of, it stems from different things. In the original games, he's interested in Zero for, I think, 2 reasons. The first is he was Dr. Wily's creation, and, like, a Wily AI, I believe, is giving Sigma, like, a lot of help and everything, right? So because, Dr. Wily puts so much importance on Zero, Sigma also puts importance on Zero. In addition to that, Zero is also the one that kicks Sigma's ass and kind of puts him on the path to becoming, like, the leader of the Mavericks himself, right? Like, everybody assumes that Zero is where Sigma got, like, the Maverick virus. So it makes sense that he'd be obsessed with Zero, because he has, like, more of a personal connection with him. In this, Dr. Kane is the one who puts so much importance on X instead. And since we actually see Sigma with his creator, Dr. Kane, obviously that's going to have a big impact on him. And you're right about that. No one ever listens to him. No one has ever said, "Why are we fighting him?" They're just like, I mean, we don't have to. We can go out for pizza and beer.
Very well view your limitless evolutionary potential as something to be feared. The name X.
But yeah, and I mean, I guess we can just watch this, and then I'll finish my commentary on X.
I'm sorry, X. I didn't have enough time to see you enter the world. Dr. Light, I've given you the power to think, to worry.
It's also kind of sad, though, seeing Dr. Light old and, like, decrepit.
It is too soon for that.
And most importantly of all, like, alone.
I'll use this power to fight for justice, to fight for hope.
It kind of makes me wonder if Mega Man even exists in this universe.
X, I want you to use that conscience of yours.
Because, I mean, I guess there's no rule saying that rock and roll always need to be by Dr. Light's side, but they are pretty much always shown as being by Dr. Light's side, so not seeing them here feels a little ominous, like something either happened to them or they just never happened themselves. Sigma gives him one last chance to shoot him, and he drops his buster, which is why he's missing his one arm, but now he has the shining finger. But yeah, in the universe where Sigma is obsessed with Zero, Zero's the one who gives him his scars. In the universe where Sigma is obsessed with X, X is the one who gives him his scars. But yeah, I would say, though, that X could have stopped this if he wanted to. If he really, really, really would have had the follow-through. When we get a shot of Sigma's butt.
That you possess, the potential to advance all Reploids.
And I mean, I have it, like, turned down, but I believe, like, the exchange was specifically, it's like, shoot me X, and so I can't fire off the missiles. And X choked. Giving X the chance to specifically shoot him in the face was his way of testing X, and X whiffed. Not with, but yeah.
Come and get me, X. The time has come to prove your mettle against me. This fight will decide the fate of all Reploids. The battle may be over, but the war is just beginning.
That is the laugh of a good guy. Okay. It is now time for Wheel of Names. So anybody wants to get their guesses in for what next week's Mega Man game will be, well, get your, get your guesses in now. Okay, we're good. Where am I at? Okay. And did I swap it over? Yeah, I did. It's just delayed on there. I really should have did this when we started up Day of Sigma. Just been like, okay, anybody want their guesses? Do it now. I'm assuming Big Red, you're gonna do X5 again, but I'm gonna hit it. Okay. Cool. No, not PS1. Wii. Because I've run this through the same system that I use the Wii. So, next week will be Mega Man 4. Oh, what a delight. What a delight. I quite like X4. So it'll be fun. And Sigma might not have a toy, but he does have, like, I actually have, like, a fancy figure of Sigma. It does not have articulated joints, so it's not an action figure, but it's a pretty neat figure. But yeah, with that, we can... Nah, just Mega Man 4. I think we already hit X4 for this round, although I did put X4 back on the list so that I can do an extra run of that with Ultimate Armor and Black Zero. So that could potentially come back again. But yeah, with that, we can start wrapping up. Thanks everybody who stopped in to watch. Thanks everybody who checked out the VOD. Big Red, Rayquaza, Medler, we appreciate you guys hanging out. The plan for next week is more Donkey Kong 64 on Tuesday. Sam, I think, is still... Yeah, I think he said that he could do next week again. I'll put it on the schedule after I check with him. But I think we're doing more Pokemon XD on Thursday? I think we beat that in another stream or two. And then next Saturday will be Mega Man 4. So, yeah, that's mostly a fun lineup, I think. But yeah, with that, yeah. Thank you again. Maybe if you enjoy this, maybe consider subscribing and checking out my main channel, Explosion, which is linked on the front of this one. I do scripted videos over there, so I'm a bit better spoken. Tomorrow, I'm doing one of my infamous series ranking videos. This time I will be ranking the games from the Mega Man Legends series. Which, there's only 2 of them, so how will I drag that out to at least 10 minutes, you may wonder? Well, be there to find out. But with that, yeah. Thank you again, and if there's nothing else, Have a lovely, lovely, lovely evening. Good night.
My name is Thomas Light. I am the researcher who designed and built Mega Man X.